In all my years observing the natural world, I have come to learn that it is a realm of infinite wonder and staggering complexity. We, as a species, have dedicated centuries to unraveling its secrets, charting its patterns, defining its laws. We have ventured to the deepest oceans and the highest peaks, armed with a tireless curiosity. Yet, for all our knowledge, the Earth still holds its cards close. It guards mysteries that challenge our understanding and remind us of our place within its grand, intricate tapestry. There are moments when the world we think we know reveals a side that is utterly alien, defying the very principles we hold dear. These are not mere curiosities, they are profound enigmas etched into the very fabric of our planet. They are whispers from a world far older and more powerful than our own, hints of processes that operate on scales of time and force we can barely comprehend. From the frozen heart of Antarctica to the scorched deserts of Turkmenistan, nature performs feats that seem to mock our attempts at explanation. They are spectacles of such breathtaking beauty and bewildering strangeness that they force us to pause, to question, to marvel at the sheer, untamed power of the world around us. So join me on a journey to the very edge of scientific understanding. We will explore phenomena that continue to baffle the brightest minds, events that seem to belong more to the realm of myth than to reality. This is a celebration of the unknown, a tribute to the enduring mysteries that keep the spirit of exploration alive. Nature is full of mysteries, but sometimes it completely defies science. Here are 10 unbelievable moments where nature broke the rules. In the vast frozen emptiness of Antarctica, a continent of pristine white, there is a wound. A 5-story high gash in the Taylor Glacier that weeps a visceral, blood-red stain across the ice. This is Blood Falls, an unsettling spectacle discovered in 1911. For decades, people blamed red algae, but the truth proved far more complex. The water is not stained by life, but by ancient geology. Beneath the glacier lies a subglacial lake, trapped for millions of years, a pocket of time sealed away from the sun and the sky. This brine, rich in iron, is starved of oxygen. When it finds a fissure and seeps out, the iron instantly rusts on contact with air, painting the ice a startling crimson. How this supersaline, iron-rich water stays liquid in crushing cold, and what secrets the isolated ecosystem may hold, remain unanswered questions. It is a stark reminder that even in desolate places, hidden worlds persist. Imagine standing on a shoreline as night falls, not into darkness, but into a celestial light show. With every wave that kisses the sand, the water erupts in a ghostly electric blue glow. This is not a dream. This is the phenomenon of bioluminescent beaches from the Maldives to Puerto Rico. The ocean, it seems, has swallowed the stars. The light is a form of communication, a defense mechanism, a fleeting moment of biological artistry performed by countless microscopic organisms. These luminous beings are dinoflagellates, a type of plankton that flashes when disturbed. The gentle agitation of the waves, the path of a swimming fish, or even the splash of a footstep can trigger a cascade of brilliant light. Each tiny organism contributes its spark, and together, they create a shimmering spectacle that mirrors the cosmos above. While we understand the basic chemical reaction, luciferin and luciferase combining to create light without heat, the sheer scale and unpredictable timing of these so-called red tides or sea sparkles remain a subject of intense scientific curiosity. It is nature's silent, enchanting firework display. In western Venezuela, where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo, the sky is rarely quiet. A storm rages unlike any other. A silent, relentless ballet of electricity that can persist for up to 10 hours a night for as many as 260 nights a year. This is the Catatumbo lightning, used by sailors for centuries as a natural lighthouse. Faro de Maracaibo, the Maracaibo beacon, the most electric place on Earth, a concentrated zone of atmospheric fury. The lightning is distinctive. It often flashes from cloud to cloud with little to no thunder, creating an eerie, silent spectacle. A unique combination of topography and wind patterns is thought to be the cause. Warm, moist winds sweep in from the Caribbean. They are trapped by the high mountain ridges of the Andes. The mountains surround the lake on 3 sides. The warm air is forced upward, cools, and forms thunderclouds, a veritable lightning factory. Yet the precise mechanism, the exact reason for its persistence here, eludes a complete scientific explanation. In a remote, flat and arid lakebed in Death Valley known as Racetrack Playa, an impossible event occurs. Here, stones, some weighing hundreds of pounds, appear to move on their own. They slide across the cracked earth, leaving long, shallow tracks in their wake. For decades, these sailing stones were one of desert folklore's greatest enigmas. No one had ever seen them move, yet the proof was etched into the ground. Theories range from hurricane-force winds to magnetic fields and even mischievous intervention. It wasn't until 2014 that the puzzle was finally solved, not through complex theory, but through patience and a little bit of luck. Researchers equipped rocks with GPS trackers and cameras and waited. The answer was a delicate and rare conspiracy of conditions. After a light rain, a thin layer of water freezes overnight into a vast, window-pane-thin sheet of ice. Just off the coast of Belize lies a near-perfect circle of deep, dark blue, starkly contrasting with the turquoise shallows of the surrounding Caribbean Sea. This is the Great Blue Hole, a colossal underwater sinkhole over 1,000 feet across and 400 feet deep. From the air, it looks like a pupil staring up from the depths of the planet. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a mecca for divers, and a geological time capsule. This feature was not always submerged. It was once a dry cave system during the last ice age, when sea levels were much lower. As the glaciers melted and the seas rose, the cave flooded and its roof collapsed, creating the vertical cavern we see today. Expeditions into its depths have revealed giant stalactites and stalagmites, formations that could only have grown in a dry environment, confirming its terrestrial past. But the deeper one goes, the more mysterious it becomes. Below a certain depth, the water becomes anoxic, devoid of oxygen, and life ceases to exist save for a few specialized bacteria. The bottom is a graveyard of conchs and other creatures that have tumbled in, perfectly preserved in this hostile environment. What other secrets of Earth's ancient climate are locked away in its dark, silent sediment remains a tantalizing question for science. In northern Tanzania, there is a body of water so caustic, so otherworldly, that it appears to turn animals to stone. This is Lake Natron, a shallow salt lake whose waters can reach a pH level of over 10.5, almost as alkaline as ammonia. Temperatures of up to 60 degrees Celsius. Its eerie, blood-red hue, caused by salt-loving microorganisms, serves as a stark warning. Animals that die in the lake, particularly birds that become disoriented by its reflective surface, are calcified. Their bodies are preserved in an almost statue-like state by the sodium carbonate. Other minerals wash into the lake from the surrounding hills. This place is a paradox, deadly, yet a cradle for life. The extreme alkalinity that is fatal to most animals provides a perfect predator-free breeding ground for the lesser flamingo. Millions of them flock here to build their mud nests on the salt islands that emerge during the dry season. They are one of the few creatures that have adapted to thrive in this chemical cocktail. Lake Natron is a vision of a primeval world, a beautiful but brutal environment that showcases the fine line between life and death. Deep in the heart of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, there's a fiery crater about 230 feet wide that has been burning for over half a century. Locals call it the door to hell. The Darvaza gas crater started as a man-made disaster, but it's become a terrifying and strangely mesmerizing phenomenon. The story goes back to 1971 when Soviet geologists thought they'd found a huge oil field and started drilling. The ground beneath their rig was a cavern of natural gas which collapsed and swallowed their equipment. Worried about poisonous methane escaping, the scientists made a fateful decision. They set it on fire. They thought it would burn out in weeks, but more than 50 years later, the inferno still rages. No one knows how vast the gas reserves are that feed it. The crater stands as a stark monument to a miscalculation, yet it has become a unique ecosystem. At night, its glow can be seen for miles, drawing desert creatures and swarms of insects, forming a bizarre food chain around an eternal flame. For centuries, tales have been told of mysterious, glowing spheres of light that appear during thunderstorms. They drift through the air, hover, pass through solid objects like walls and windows before vanishing occasionally with a loud bang. This is the phenomenon of ball lightning, one of the most baffling and least understood atmospheric events. For a long time, it was dismissed as myth or optical illusion. But with thousands of credible sightings, including from pilots and scientists, its existence is now widely accepted, even if its cause is not. The orbs are typically the size of a grapefruit, lasting for several seconds, and their behavior seems to defy the laws of physics. In a remote, sparsely populated valley in central Norway, strange lights dance in the sky. These are the Hessdalen lights, an unexplained phenomenon that has captivated locals and scientists for decades. The lights appear both day and night, taking on various forms, sometimes as brilliant floating spheres, other times as flashing yellow or white lights that move with incredible speed before vanishing. They can hover for minutes or even hours, glide slowly through the valley, or dart around in erratic patterns. Scientific investigation began in earnest in the 1980s, with Project Hessdalen establishing an automated observatory. Researchers have managed to capture the lights on camera and analyze their spectral data, but a definitive explanation remains elusive. Theories suggest they could be a type of plasma, a piezoelectric effect from underground rock strain, or even a form of combustion involving airborne dust. The valley's unique geology, rich in certain metals and with a river running through it, may act as a kind of natural battery. But for now, the Hessdalen lights continue their silent, luminous performance for an audience of mountains, a beautiful and persistent atmospheric enigma. Imagine looking towards the horizon at sunrise or sunset, and seeing not one, but two suns hanging in the sky. This is not a scene from a science fiction film, but a real, albeit rare, atmospheric optical phenomenon known as a sundog, or more technically, a parhelion. This breathtaking illusion occurs when sunlight passes through a thin veil of high-altitude cirrus clouds filled with tiny, plate-shaped ice crystals. It is a perfect alignment of light, ice, and perspective that creates a celestial mirage of extraordinary beauty and scale.